Hello, CFI. I am very excited to roll out the 2020 Resilience Challenge. With everything seeming to go a little crazy around us right now, instead of focusing on all the negativity, thought we've got a pretty captive audience. Everybody's staying home, and most of us are not being distracted by a lot of the temptations that we normally have. Eating out isn't much of an issue. You're at home and you've got time. And so why not take advantage of that? So the 2020 Resilience Challenge is an opportunity to try to build some habits focusing on the things that you can control. For instance, your health, your fitness, and your mindset. And so let's get right into it. What is this all about? So it's a 6-week resilience challenge. It might seem a little strange that to do a challenge right now, but it's really the perfect time because, like I said, you're kind of stuck at home if you're like most of us, and it's a time where you can really focus and you can build some habits that are really awesome. So the whole point is to build some simple habits around supporting your immunity, your mindset and stress, and building fitness. And so improving your mindset and lowering stress. Those are really the 3 things to really focus on if you want to feel really good. And they're also good in the short term. So long-term and short-term habits, really, really good. Okay. So really the favorite thing for me about this challenge is that it's a coach's dream. You guys, like I said, you're a very captive audience right now, and you'll be able to focus on things that maybe you've been neglecting. And that goes for me as well. All of the coaches, some of us are more disciplined at working out, and some of us aren't. But there are a lot of other elements to our health and fitness that oftentimes get neglected. So we'll be able to focus on all those things. And like I said, you won't be tempted to go out and eat because there are no restaurants to go out and eat to right now. So that's great. And you can create positivity in your whole family and your group of friends. And the other thing that I really like about this is that it's customized. So, most of the time in a challenge, it's very rigid and you have to do certain things in order to do well in the challenge. In this challenge, you kind of get to pick and choose. And if you're really honest with yourself, you can pick the things that you've maybe neglected. And so this is an opportunity to make big improvements in your life. Okay. Like we said, a regular challenge forces you to adhere to, a generic set of rules and strategies, but that might not be good for you, might not be good for your long term. So this will be a way to make it unique to you. Again, major things here: supporting immunity, lowering stress, and building fitness. All right, the challenge is really all about, we really want it to be simple. Sometimes we do things that are just, we say, oh, I'm going to change my life and I'm going to do a million different things, and it's just overwhelming. So we want to keep it very simple, focus on a few things, and just keep it forefront in your mind. Sustainability, balance, right? We don't want to overwhelm. We want to create habits that you can sustain long term, not just, something that you can force yourself to do for 6 weeks and then it's over. Effectiveness. These things are tried and true. We know these things work. We know. I mean, Carolyn Dolan wrote an entire book about most of this stuff, and as we get into it, you'll see. And being habit focused, make it automatic so it's permanent. A really good book you might want to read while you have some time is Atomic Habits. I just finished that up. It was really, really good. The story right at the beginning about the author being hit in the face with a bat and having severe brain damage, and how he bounced back and eventually even played college baseball was really inspiring. So habit focused is absolutely fantastic. So that's going to be a big thing. All right. So the Resilience Challenge, 3 big areas: supporting immunity, which is going to be more about what you put in your mouth. Mindset and stress reduction is going to be some of your daily habits, not just working out, but other things. And then building fitness, which is not just lifting weights or running, but it's also mobility, flexibility, prehab, rehab, those sorts of things. All right, have to throw out the legal disclaimer. We're not medical professionals. A lot of you are, but I am not. So the whole idea here is it's just a fun challenge to help people support immunity through basic lifestyle, exercise, and health habits. It's designed to give us something positive to focus on. It is optional to participate in. It's free, and it in no way guarantees COVID-19 prevention. However, if you take care of yourself, if you do end up getting COVID-19, you're probably going to have a much better chance of recovering quickly from it. Unofficially, I say that. All right, so we will provide a tracking sheet. You sign up, and this is where everything's going to kind of start. So the whole point is to say, okay, in this immunity, down in the bottom, you see increased fruits and veggies, no sugar, fermented foods, drink water, no alcohol, berry smoothie. You're going to pick 1 to 3 habits from this immunity section. So you can pick up to 3. Now, in the app, in Wodify Rise, you can actually track all of them. You can put points in for all of them, but we want you to focus on 3 of them. So pick between 1 and 3 of these things that you struggle with. If you have a hard time drinking enough water, put that on there. If you have a major sweet tooth and you just have a hard time avoiding sugar, put that on there. If you drink a little bit more than maybe you should, pick no alcohol. That doesn't mean it's no alcohol for 6 weeks. That means that 4 days of the week you don't drink. So if you're not drinking more days than you are normally drinking, 4 out of the 7 days you're not drinking, then you're starting to build habits in the positive direction. So 1 to 3 of those, and then you're going to put those up here, right up here where it says 1 to 3. So this first little column is going to be your immunity section, and then the mindset and stress, you're going to pick 1 to 3 of those. Sleeping 8 hours, journaling for 5 minutes, and the details of all of these things will be sent out as well, and they're also available in the app. So those 3 things that are 1 to 3 things that you choose for mindset and stress, you'll list up here. And then for fitness, workout is mainly going to be for, right now, since the gym is closed, the at-home workouts that we're providing through Facebook. And then, stretching and mobility, that could be ROMWOD. There's in the details, there's links to several different good resources. Walking, 10,000 steps, prehab, rehab, and yoga. So 1 to 3 of those things. So up to 9 focal points for the duration of this challenge. And then a little fun twist we decided to throw in there was, it's a little contract. By writing my initials, I, Ty Jones, commit to working these habits selected above for the duration of the challenge. If I don't succeed at least 4 out of 7 days per week, I will donate a certain amount of money to the charity blank. And so this is a personal contract. We're not going to break down your door and make sure that we squeeze the money out of you and make sure you did it. But it's a good way to give yourself a little bit of a social contract here. This is right out of Atomic Habits, by the way, where you essentially make a contract to say, I'm going to stick with this. All right. So the Resilience Challenge habits, this is the supporting immunity. So, eating fruits and veggies. I listed eating, I believe, at least 6 servings per day. 12 to 14 is an enormous number if they're decent sized servings. And so, 6 servings per day. Greens and berries, best, low sugar. So, fruits and veggies. If you're just eating a whole bunch of super high sugar fruits, that's probably not going to be a really great thing. But some fruit in there is going to be really good. Fermented foods, we've got a list, kimchi, sauerkraut, miso, tempeh. So, and that's not a comprehensive list, but those things will help your gut health by improving probiotics and then avoiding sugar. There's actually a list in the details, the things that we don't want to have. So, the big question is usually, well, is fructose in fruit okay? Yes, for this it is, obviously, because we're listing fruit. Drinking water, half your body weight in ounces per day. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you drink 100 ounces for that day. Berry and green smoothie. We have a very specific recipe. You can get the stuff you need at Trader Joe's, which, by the way, I hear they're on limited hours right now. So if you're going to go to Trader Joe's, make sure what hours they're open so you don't show up and they're closed. And then no alcohol of any kind. I will say that we're not going to put kombucha in that. So if there's such a minor amount of alcohol in kombucha, if you like to drink that for gut health, then that could go up into the fermented foods, because that's the whole point of kombucha. It's a fermented drink. So don't worry about that. The irony, of course, is fermented foods. It creates a little bit of alcohol. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about clearly alcoholic drinks, alcoholic, cherries, Jubilee, things like that. So, all right. The Resilience Challenge habits for mindset and stress. This is where I think your money's going to be made. This is where most of us do not do enough. So 8 hours or more of sleep per night, that is probably the most important thing you can do for your immune system, for your body, for health. One of the things that I like to point out is that if you had to go without food, go without water, or go without sleep indefinitely, which thing would kill you first? It would be the lack of sleep. That would kill you before lack of water or food would get you. So, after that, we've got journaling. This is really powerful. So if you were to journal for 5 minutes per day and write down some things and reflect, this would make you a little bit more aware of some of the positive things that are going on in your life. And so again, we've got details in the app on that. Meditation, 5 to 20 minutes of meditation. This is, for some people, this is a very spiritual experience. For others, it's just a very physical experience, getting in contact with their body. Whatever the case, I am a very big believer in meditation. I think that it really helps you reduce stress and feel better and live in the moment in a positive way. And so 5 to 20 minutes of meditation, mindfulness, breathing, quiet, that is absolutely fantastic. Okay, breathing. Not just sitting there, breathing, because you're constantly breathing, otherwise you die. This is a very regimented type thing, this Wim Hof cyclic hyperventilation. There's links to this in the details and in the app, so you can click on that and see what that is all about. 2 cycles per day. And it's really great to combine that, as we said here, before meditation or mobility work. Okay, get some sun / go outside. Right now there's not much sun in the sky, but 5 to 15 minutes outside in the sun, stay present, listen to nature, no phones, no electronic devices. If you really must, you could, for the get sun, go outside. We really don't want any electronics. The thing coming up, the 10,000 steps, you could listen to an audiobook or something like that. Okay, and then laugh more. This one's easy. Get on Netflix and watch a comedy show or something. Funny videos. Force yourself to laugh. Be silly. Tell dad jokes, which are awesome, by the way. They're awesome. Don't disparage. Don't be hating on the dad jokes. All right, so that's the mindset stress. After that, we've got the build fitness. This is where most of us do pretty well. You're members of our gym. You may not be if somebody passed this on to you, but this is something that's a little bit more obvious. Working out. Do 30 plus minutes, but nothing more than an hour, because we're trying to build habits here. If you try to turn into a weekend warrior and go crazy in your workout, I'm going to work out for 3 hours today. Well, that's not sustainable. You're not going to keep doing that. 10,000 steps is a really, really great way to build fitness. That's 20 to 40 minutes for a brisk walk. Just get out there and walk. You probably need some sort of step measurement, like a pedometer or a smartwatch or a Fitbit or something like that. But you can get your 10,000 steps that way. Yoga is fantastic. 20 to 40 minutes of yoga. Mobility and flexibility. There's a lot of options there, and then there are links in the details and in the app for ROMWOD and what's it called? Ground protocol, things like that. Same thing here for prehab and rehab. Are you going to physical therapy? Probably not, but you probably have some nagging pains and things that are irritating your body. So spend some time on that each day, and that's a point for you. Okay. And then the rules of the challenge. This is very, very simple. Hit 4 out of 7 days minimum for the habits of your choice. So if you picked 3 things for boosting immunity, then 4 out of the 7 days, you have to hit all 3 of those things. And we'll even keep it simpler. 4 out of the 7 days for each of them. You don't have to do all 3 on the same day. You just need to do it 4 times for each of those 3. And if you do more, the app will allow you to enter for all the possibilities. If you want to do more, great. But 4 out of 7 days minimum. Okay. And that is pretty much it. Let's do this. So questions can be directed to Ty at CrossFitInitiative.com. I'm happy to answer any questions you have. We're not doing any sort of prizes or anything, but the app, if we use Wodify Rise and you use the tracking sheet to start with, but then at the end of the day, put your stuff into Wodify Rise, then everybody can kind of track how everybody else is doing, and it'll be kind of fun. right? This is the whole point here, is to stay connected with one another, even though we have to physically adhere to a social distancing protocol. So let's get on this thing. Let's do it. I'm actually really excited. I think, like, for me personally, journaling is going to be something that I'm going to be interested in getting into. And then meditation is something I've done in the past, but this is an opportunity to get back into it and kind of stick with it for 6 weeks. The hope is that during this 6 weeks, at some point, we're going to be able to go back to the gym and life is going to return to somewhat of a normal thing, because the flattening of the curve will have happened. The coronavirus will have been defeated ultimately by Western technology and the social distancing. But during that 6 weeks, we can finish the challenge and we'll be able to give each other high fives again. So that'll be awesome. Anyway, I'm excited. I will be staying in touch with all of you, and I'm excited to see how many of you register for this thing, and I want to watch your progress. Let's do it.